Well, one of my favourite events to watch, the single sculls. This is the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. This is the very top end of elite single sculling for women here at the Regatta. This is Grosvenor Rowing Club on the left-hand side of your picture versus Long Beach Junior Crew USA on the right-hand side of your picture. And again, whether you're in a Cox boat, a Cox has a big or a small steering here, proving quite problematic for the buck station, Greg.
Yeah, well, on that buck station, it's quite tempting to come away from the island. It just feels wrong to have your blades that close to the bushes and the overhanging trees there. So you can see the sculler on the buck station, like you often see, has come away in a bit of a sort of wide arc. Got a little steer from the umpire to get back onto your station. She's made that correction and now looking pretty strong up there.
Yeah, a very strong sculler indeed. Margaret Fellows, all the way from California, USA, Long Beach, over on the west coast of America. And Margaret, she was 4th at the Olympic trials this year. Of course, the way that the Olympic trials are done for the USA team is that if you win the trial, you take the boat to the Olympics. So she was 4th in that trial, behind the likes of Cara Cola and Jevy Stone. So yeah, to come up against those athletes, she's a really strong American sculler. And look here, she's just ahead of Sarah McKay of Grosvenor Rowing Club, based up in the northwest of England in Chester. So yeah, a good diverse pool of athletes here in this Princess Royal Challenge Cup event, Greg.
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant that Margaret has come over here to race at Henley. Brilliant to have this quality of competition, 4th in those Olympic trials for the team for the United States. And here she is on the Henley course, as you say, previously more at home in California as compared to Sarah McKay, more at home in Grosvenor on the River Dee in Chester. She would be good at steering around those corners. Here it's a straight course, and she's doing her best to hang in here, hang in the race, and really get through these tough conditions as the wind builds on the Henley course.
Well, I'm sure she's more used to that in Chester than our friend Margaret from the west coast of sunny California in the States. But look, it's good to see both of these athletes into this headwind sculling extremely proficiently. I also must note that Sarah McKay of Grosvenor Rowing Club, a nurse. She's been nursing at the Clatterbridge Cancer Centre in Liverpool whilst training in her single scull. So really impressive that, well, the majority of the athletes here that compete around a day job, but a day job like being a nurse in a cancer centre, that really is intense stuff.
Yeah, that's right. She started sculling only 3 years ago, having taken up rowing at University of Liverpool, which was doing those qualifications, now working in the NHS and sculling to look after herself, which is absolutely brilliant.
Great shots here. You can see the Long Beach all-in-one, the strip that Margaret Fellows is wearing. Long Beach, of course, the hosts of the World Rowing Indoor Championships back in 2019. So they've been sort of privy to some international competition. They've hosted on the biggest stage for those World Rowing Championships. And, of course, we've got the Olympic Games going to LA in 2028, Greg.
Yeah, and have they decided the rowing course yet? Is it going to be at Long Beach?
Well, we're unsure, aren't we? Maybe, potentially.
Yeah, likely to be there, and I think likely that it could be less than 2,000 metres because they can only fit in about 1,800. So where they're rowing at the Olympics in 2028 will be over a slightly shorter distance, which will cause coaches to scratch their heads a little bit, athletes to figure out. I think they won't complain, athletes, if you actually get to row 200 metres less.
Well, I think it depends on the type of the sort of, you know, powerhouses, the ones that love the shorter, sharper distances. They probably race over 500 metres if they were allowed to. But no, I think I'm sure Margaret Fellows here from Long Beach Rowing Club in the United States, Junior Crew USA, is going to be looking forward to those Olympic Games, and perhaps you know, she might be aiming towards those games in just, you know, so what are we, 7 years' time now?
Yeah, no, 7 years' time, and who knows what they'll end up actually doing with that course. I mean, whether it's 1,800 metres, even talk actually 1,500 metres. Will we still get the same results? I think we probably will. This is a difficult race for athletes to come here to Henley, because of course it's 2,112 metres and there's a stream which you're sculling into, and of course today there's a gentle headwind as well. So it's a real endurance race, but we can see Margaret on the course here making good work of it. She kept the stroke rate high. She hasn't let the boat die too much, which is probably a good way to go in a heat like this.
Yeah, just keeping it, tapping it along. You don't want the boat, as you say, to go dead into the headwind, because it's just building speed in the single scull. Build that speed. You don't want to have to start again. And she has created quite some distance between herself and Sarah McKay, who is 6 years the junior of her. As we said, she only started rowing at university, Sarah. So again, we probably will see more of her in regattas to come. I hope we do see her back in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup representing Grosvenor. But on the screen now, the domination from start to finish here from fellows of the USA Long Beach junior crew. And she's a very accomplished athlete, actually. She's not just a rower. I must note that she's a Nordic skier. She's the captain of her Nordic ski team. She's an ultimate frisbee player, and she's a cross-country runner. So a woman of many talents, Margaret Fellows.
A real all-rounder. And those ultimate frisbee skills could be useful here, as you just see the way she just has that looseness in the wrist as the blade comes out, and she takes that blade out over her feet with that loose frisbee wrist, and then flicks the blade down into the water, lets it drop, lets it lock in, and then moves the boat past. Well,
do you know what, actually, Greg? Ultimate frisbee is another sport that's being considered for the 2028 Olympic Games in LA. So we may not actually see her, Margaret, in the rowing event, but we might see her in the ultimate frisbee team.
That would be an exciting new addition, having seen the adaptability of the Olympic Games that we've seen. That you were out there in Tokyo. I don't imagine you got to see BMX or skateboard or climbing, given how things were.
Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I got to see some of the new sports, but no, it was very much just the rowing lake and the hotel. But no, it was great to watch across all the sports. And so the Olympic Games will be heading to the home of Margaret Fellows of Long Beach Junior Crew USA in just 7 years' time. And she's making a good bid here. Well, not to be Olympic champion, but to be Henley Royal Regatta champion, as she moves to a very, very comfortable win here in this heat of the Princess Royal Challenge Cup. Well, that was a really wonderful display of sculling. So dominant from start to finish. She's just going to scull back in and around, barely a sweat broken. She'll have to save it. We've got a lot of really intense competition. We heard from Andrea Proskett earlier, actually, who will be competing in this event from tomorrow, the Olympic champion from the 8th, so she might face her later on in the draw. Yeah, of course, Margaret Fellows will have more racing to come, as we just see now Sarah McKay coming over the line, having sculled a good race. So there is our winner, Margaret Fellows of Long Beach Junior Crew USA.